Bro, have you got that pre-workout that you said slaps?
Yeah, mate.
Bloody hell, you slapped the bloody stuffing out of me. This just come out of my head. Slaps pre-workout today. So last time we had smack, now we got slap. It's starting to get a bit BDSM up in here, but they're all sort of going down the illicit route, and this one's no different. It actually is called slap trap, slaps trap, which we was just trying to figure out how to do a funny intro with that name. It kind of reminds me of Claptrap from Borderlands, little reference for you there. But anyway, come along on Ride Along Part 2 for another illicit pre-workout review, and we'll get into the taste and all the usual, so stay tuned. Oh, I thought it just said 1 scoop. Action. Let's get this show on the road. There we go, Jay. I said I'd do it. Okay. It's my first time driving this car. I'm actually driving Jacob's car. Has it got a high clutch?
Yeah, it's a bit of a high clutch.
Okay. We're on a hill, so.
I'm actually scared now.
No, bro, it'll be fine. We are moving! It's going to be a bumpy ride. Okay, right. As usual, we will drink the pre. We've got Strawberry Barrow Romance Explosion, isn't it? Strawberry Star Explosion. Okay. This is quite interesting to drive. It feels very futuristic-y. Should we make it a Vauxhall Corsa review as well? Alright, we're getting into this bad boy. Not bad, but it has got a bit of an undertone of dishwater style. Like the strawberry's there, but there's like a gammy undertone to it. It's not as good as the last one I had, the strawberry one from the Smack Pre, but it's not terrible either. It's not life ruining. It's just not as nice as I wanted it to be. So I'll give you one more sip and I'll give you a score. I don't know. It's a tough one because it's very mild, but it's just not that pleasant either. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. Like, it's still above average, just not delicious. Oh, and by the way, the mixability was fine, so you have not got to worry about that. And anyway, I've got to focus on driving now, so we'll catch you on the price point. I just thought to say this as well, but normally if you see like a very clear liquid pre-workout, it's normally a sign that it's going to knock your socks off. It's not always the case, but it is just something that we've noticed over the years where these are normally the ones that are going to ruin your life. So hopefully not, but we'll find out in about half an hour's time. Because they reckon it's sold on slaptrapusa.com, but I don't think it is.
Where do you think it's sold then?
Well, because I was looking in the comments of their Instagram post and they was like, oh, you have to message us on Instagram to get it. There's no other way.
Oh, that's crazy. That's a bit weird.
That is weird.
It adds that element to it, doesn't it, as well? As like
mysterious, demand. Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about the price, because this is an interesting one. The point is that I don't know the price, because you have to actually message the people on Instagram in their DMs directly to get access to this pre-workout. It's so under the radar that I can't even talk much about the price. So I can't say whether it's going to be worth the price point or not. I have actually messaged them, but they might not reply until after this review, but I can always add that on as an additional. So yeah, it could be cheap, it could be expensive. It's an illicit one, so I can understand why they want to keep it off the grid and a bit more mysterious and not advertise the fact that, you know, they've got a DMAA pre. Little spoiler for you there. They also sent down their Terminator one and their Godzilla one, which both look at least as potent as this one. So whether this one slaps or not would give a good indication as to how good those other two are as well. So yeah, that is the price segment, guys. If I Get any more details, I will drop it in the comments and pin it and add it in the description, yada, yada, yada. But we're going in blind with this one. God, it's getting hot in here, isn't it? So, you're probably wondering what is in this pre-workout to justify its claptrap, slap name. Oh, probably should have said as well, but we are outside JD again, just like last time. We're about to go in and wallop some back and biceps today. So yeah, we're hoping for good things on this one. It does say to take it 15 minutes before your gym session, which again I am shocked about because these more illicit ones just absolutely do take longer to kick in. Normally 30 minutes as a minimum, up to 45 minutes, even an hour with some of these crazy ones. So I personally think I won't be feeling too much until at least half an hour. It's been about 15 minutes so far, to be fair, and maybe I can feel something coming in. But anyway, I digress. Let's get onto the label. So serving size, 1 scoop it says, which I was a bit concerned at first, but don't worry, they actually say 12.7 grams there. So we're not going in blind on the serving amount. So we've got L-citrulline 2:1 ratio at 6 grams. So we're getting 4 grams of pure L-citrulline for your nitric oxide bumping purposes, increased blood flow pumps. Beta-alanine at 2 grams. I normally like to see 3.2 grams minimum. 2 grams, you might still get a bit of tingle, but yeah, it's a bit underdosed is what I'm saying. Another amino acid gives that itchy tingly sensation and it helps with your endurance when you take it long enough. Then we've got creatine HCl, the hydrochloride, easy on the stomach version of creatine, 2 grams, a reasonable dose there. You don't need as much of it in the HCl form compared to monohydrate. That's obviously creatine, I'm sure you guys know by now, it helps with your strength output, your power, endurance, performance, pumps. Bit of a jack of all trades, it's just good to have, and again you have to build that up in your system to get the effect. Not so much with HCl though, that's more of an acute potent, the way it works. You don't have to sort of saturate your system as much like the monohydrate one, so there's a benefit of that. Betaine anhydrous, 2 grams. Normally like to see anything from 2, normally 2.5 grams, but 2 grams is good enough. Another jack of all trades, it's going to help with your pumps, power, performance in the gym. Does a bit of everything. Then we've got caffeine anhydrous at 400 milligrams. How about that, Jay? That's big, isn't it?
God damn.
That's what she said. So that's like 4 cups of instant coffee, a couple of reasonably strong energy drinks. It's not to be sniffed at. It's the main stimulant. It's going to wake you up and get you moving. Then we move on to the ingredient that everyone's wondering about. The reason this pre-workout has got its name, I'm assuming, and that's because they're claiming DMAA at 150 milligrams, which is a banned substance. It's known as 1,3-dimethylamine. It used to be in Jack 3D at only, definitely not 150 milligrams. It might have been like 30 or 70, or it was definitely less, half than this amount, if not less. And we all know that the original Jack 3D was strong. So what I'm saying is if it's in here at 150 milligrams, it could kill me. So I'm actually hoping that it's not in here at 150 milligrams. But yeah, I am a bit dubious as to whether you can get hold of DMAA anymore, to be honest with you. I think it's more of a thing of the past. DMHA, yeah. DMAA, I don't know. So it could be that there is something illicit in here and they've just labelled it as DMAA. I obviously can't speak to that. I don't know. I'd have to run it through a laboratory test. Then we've got synephrine HCl, another hydrochloride form of an ingredient, 100 milligrams, nice dose. That's a fat burner, so it's going to help obviously metabolising fat cells for energy, get a sweat on, give you some more energy. Nupept, this is another standout ingredient. It's nootropic, so it helps with your focus, really dialing you into the task at hand. Normally people would take it as a standalone ingredient, let alone stacked with a bunch of other stimulants and nootropics. And 100 milligrams is a crazy high dose. You normally only see about 30 milligrams. So this is like over 3 times the normal. And like I say, it's potent enough, even taking it on its own and even taking it at just 30 milligrams. So the fact it's that high of a dose in here with a bunch of other ingredients, I'm genuinely a little bit scared. I can't lie. It's my first time using it. I probably won't use it again unless somehow it just feels ultra healthy and good. But we're going in with an open mind, Jay. You'll have to monitor me and, you know, be on hand with a
CPR check.
Yeah, exactly. So if I start acting weird or die halfway through training, come after these guys, hunt them down for me and get revenge. Yeah, Jay? Cheers. All right, I think that's everything. Let's get cracking.
Why is DMAA banned?
It's just the FDA ruled it out because it's had too many risky side effects, like, and people are abusing it and getting fucked up on it, basically. Mad, eh? Couldn't get the door open. Let me just look at it one more time. We are back from our gym session, back in the car, a couple of hours after ingesting the pre-workout. So the question is going to be, does it scrap you? Does it slap you with a strap on? That's the question we're going to be answering. I mean, it does look mildly menacing looking at it, doesn't it? I mean, it's quite basic looking, but in a menacing way. It's just like slaps pre-workout. So anyway, I'll put that down here and I'll give you my thoughts and feelings as we drive out of the car park. And this time I'm going to try not to get us lost, Jacob. I'm going to try to go the right way. Try to go the right way, which is the left way. So I'll start off again, like we always do. Beta alanine in there at 2 grams. How much did I feel it? Very, very minimally. 2 out of 10. You get a bit of heat in, but not really any tingles. So yeah, if you don't like beta alanine, that's a thumbs up. You do like it, you'll be upset. End of story. Energy wise, I would say after about 30 to 40 minutes, that's when it all starts to kick in. Don't get me wrong, you definitely feel that 400 milligrams of caffeine quite soon, like 20, maybe closer to 20 minutes. But in terms of, well, I'm just going to pull the cat out of the bag and tell you, I don't think there's DMAA in it. And I don't even think there's anything in replacement of the DMAA that it's masquerading as. What I think I felt from this pre-workout was the 100 milligrams of NuPept. I would argue that probably was in it, I guess. Because I definitely felt something on it, but I didn't feel floaty, illicit, off my head. I didn't feel ultra tunneled in DMAA style. I just didn't feel anything excessively illicit on this one. It actually felt, to me, weaker than the one I took last time, which was Smack, which had the English walnut with a DMHA type vibe. This one was very different to that. This gave me more of like a productive, tunneled in focus, as I say, coming off the back of that NuPept. So yeah, it felt more like a concentration on a specific task type pre-workout. From an energy standpoint, it's actually quite smooth. I felt a bit hot and sweaty on this one. There's definitely like a mild fat burning element to it. So all in all, I have to be honest and say I am disappointed by it, because it doesn't live up to the power that the name and label suggests. But at the same time, I'm quite thankful for that, because I think if that was in it, I wouldn't be sat here talking to you right now. Let's put the window up. So it's going to depend on well, to be honest with you guys, I'm just going to tell you straight. I don't know the price point, so I don't know if it's worth it or not. But I would just straight up say, for me personally, I wouldn't buy this type of pre-workout, because I think any pre that's going to claim something on the label that's very obviously not in it is just not a good, it's not a good footing, is it? It's not a good thing to put your money towards, because you know what you're buying isn't what you're getting, essentially, and that I don't concur to. Pumps wise, again, I'll just throw them up now, do a little cutaway for that for you, because that's not that exciting. Guys, it's pump check time. Is it that camera?
You're good.
It's pump check time, as always. Well, the second time I've ever done it. But yeah, back and biceps. Yeah?
Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Daddy. So overall, I would say the pumps are average on this one. So yeah, I do feel pumped, but no more than normal really. But you don't buy this pre-workout for pumps. But yeah, for those of you that are curious, serviceable. So moving back onto the actual stimulant energy focus side of things, as I say, there's no illicit feeling to it as such. There's no like floaty high DMHA euphoria, no, none of that. It is just a tunneled in productive focus. Lasts a good couple of hours. To be fair to it, there is no crash. Like I can still feel it now, and the energy was pretty smooth. Apart from that initial kick in where it hits, that 400 milligram hits you, it does smooth out quite nicely after that. So yeah, all in all, a bit of a roller coaster in terms of expectations, but nowhere near as strong as what it should be on the label. It definitely fell short of expectations. Maybe the other two they sent us down will be better. You never know. You never know. But yeah, ultimately, guys, I just couldn't recommend it currently with my knowledge and experience on this use. So yeah, sorry to be the Bear Grylls of bad news there, but I probably wouldn't use it again. I wouldn't recommend it. You know, it was exciting trying something a bit different with the hopes of it being a slapper, but in this case, it didn't slap me, did it, Jacob? It just gave me maybe a little tickle wickle rather than a slap. So yeah, guys, sorry, but this...
Pat on the back.
Yeah, a little friendly pat on the back at most. Like, as I say, I'm not slamming it and saying I didn't feel anything. There was definitely something to it, but I do think that was just more of a new Pepta vibe, like a really clear focus, like head locked in kind of focus. So I did have a good gym session on it. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad pre. Well, depends what you class as a bad pre, actually. If it's going to lie to you on label, it probably is technically a bad pre. But yes, so it's just not the one, unfortunately, guys. I think that's pretty much all there is to say on it. It's quite a simplistic one to review, really, because it's like you're either going to feel it and it's going to live up to a label, or it's just simply not. And in this case, it didn't. So yeah, I can't recommend it. What I'd recommend to the people that make this one, I would say, just do an honest label and make it stronger, but with honest ingredients, you know? I still think it would do well. You don't necessarily need to throw DMAA on labels and everything to get sales. I think that there's other ways of skinning a cat, so to speak. So, what do you reckon, Jay? Does that cover everything?
I think it does.
I've covered the energy, I've covered the beta, I've covered the focus, I've covered pumps. Negatives wise, I've kind of touched on that, but I feel hungry, so I don't feel like it suppressed my appetite. There's no crash so far, at least. So yeah, it's just kind of a meh experience, really, but not a terrible one either. But that's all I have to say on this one, unfortunately, guys. I just cannot recommend it, but hopefully the other ones are good. Anyway, ciao.